right? That applies to your body, that applies to your head. Using soap, one cannot use bar soap, right? One would only be permitted to use liquids, right, for the purposes of cleaning. So again, even if the act is permitted, one still must be very careful. So maybe Jeremy, when we get the lunch and learns back up and running, Emir Hashem, we'll go ahead. I think this is a great topic. The Gzeras Merchatz is a good topic. So we'll stop over here. We're going to spend a few moments, for those who are able to stay with us, we're going to spend a few moments on Mesillas Yesharim. For those who have to leave, I wish you a good Yom Tiv, a meaningful last days. For those who are able to stay, literally, I'll just keep you for another 5 minutes, just to be able to get in a little bit musr today. So I will say we began yesterday in Mesillas Yesharim Parak Chaf Dalid, chapter 24, with the topic of Yiras Hachet. So remember again, the Ramchal introduced us to the idea that in Yiras Hachet, there are different levels. There's what we'll call elementary Yiras Hachet. And elementary Yiras Hachet, Rabbosai, is that a person is fearful of punishment. That's it. Every action has a repercussion, every action has a reaction, every action has a ramification. And therefore, again, I avoid sin. Why? I don't want to get patched. I don't want the punishment. It's not lofty, and it's not high, and it's not pure, and it's not halig. It's simple, and it's utilitarian. I don't want an onesh. So because I don't want an onesh, therefore again, I avoid chet. But he writes, however, Hamin Hasheni, we'll just do one paragraph. Hamin Hasheni, the second level, however, of Yiras Chet is Yiras Haromimus, is ultimately going to say what we'll call not really a fear, but a reverence of HaKadosh Baruch Hu's greatness. V'hu sha'adam yirchak min ha'chatoim v'lo ya'aseh mipnei kavodo hagadol yisbarach shemo. So we'll say the second level is where I abstain from sin, not because I'm afraid of punishment, but because I have such a sense of awe and reverence for the greatness of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ki eich yachel o eich yerav libo shal basar adam shafal v'nimas. La'asos davar neged rotzono shal abori yisbarach v'yisal shmo. How could it be that I'm going to do something that is against the will of God? HaKadosh Baruch Hu is so great. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is so holy. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is so special. See, He asks me to do something or not do something. How can I possibly do something that goes against the will of God? So see here, this is already, we're going up a level now. If the first level is I'm not going to transgress because I don't want to get patched, I don't want to get punishment. Every chait has an onesh. I'm not interested in any kind of onesh. In the second, do certain things and not do other things. So how could it be that I'm going to do something that HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't want me to do? V'hinei zos hayira eno kol kach kala lahasigosa. And what it says, Ramchal, this level of yira is not so easy to acquire. Ki lo sivalet ele mitoch yediah v'haskala. Rabbi said, this is incredible. You see, anyone could acquire, ultimately, again, the first level of yira. But say, how does anyone acquire the first level of yira? It's very simple. It's almost like Pavlovian in nature. It's the same way that for many of us, how did we learn not to cross the street? How do we learn not to run across the street without looking both ways? Okay, so maybe if you're older, you could appreciate this. Because when you did it the first time, you got a patch. I don't know if anybody patches today anymore. It might be passé, so I'm not dispensing chinuch advice, right? So what happens? You got a patch, right? You got a patch, and wonderful. So what did I learn? I learned that running across the street without looking both ways, ultimately again gets a patch. Okay, it's a Pavlovian response. So I know that I've sinned. I know that when I've sinned, bad stuff has happened. So okay, that's the second level of Rabbi is that ultimately what? I don't want to go ahead and have a relationship with God. And God asked me as part of that relationship to do certain things and not do other things. This is a harder level to acquire. Why? Because this level of yira requires a certain amount of God awareness. You have to appreciate the presence of HaKadosh Baruch Hu in your life. And you have to know that God is a fixture in your life. And you have to know that you have a relationship with the Ribono Shel Olam. So already, again, this is a higher level. So a person who, number one, knows God, has God awareness, appreciates a relationship with God, knows that God is a part of my life, says, you know what? I don't want to do anything that God doesn't want me to do. I don't have an interest in that. He goes on, he says, Kilo Sival, ki kol eila dvarim mitoldos hasechel amevinu maskil. This second level of yira is a function of an intellect which understands God awareness. V'ayira asher samnu lechilik sheni me'echem echelki achasidus shazachanu. Ba'yevo sha'adam v'yecharad ba'amdu lifnei kono. This second level of yira means, like the Baal Tanya says in the opening part of Tanya, Shivisi Hashem lenegdi samid, God awareness. God awareness. I recognize that I live with HaKadosh Baruch Hu every moment. I'm in a relationship. And as part of that relationship, there are things He asks me to do and things that He asks me not to do. And I value that relationship. And because I value that relationship, I want to maintain it. And how do I maintain it? By maintaining my fidelity and adherence to the expectations of that relationship. This is what Moshe Rabbeinu refers to in Parshas Kisavo. Lihira, also we said this many times. Yira does not simply mean fear. Yira means to revere. And what does it mean to revere HaKadosh Baruch Hu? Number one, to recognize the greatness of the Ribono Shel Olam, to recognize His presence in my life, to recognize that He wants a relationship with me. I want a relationship with Him. And what I do and don't do fundamentally shapes the nature of that relationship. So a person who has this second level of Yiras Hashem is, I'm going to abstain from sin and perform positive mitzvahs, not because I'm